Hey everybody, this is HecticHippo, bringing you a Path of Exile build guide. Today, we're going to be talking about my Slayer Blade Vortex character. This video is going to give you a quick rundown of just how the build works, and some gameplay footage to go along with it. For a more detailed guide, please be sure to check out the forum post that I'm going to link in the description below. I played this character to level 90 in the Hardcore Prophecy League, and I was surprised at just how strong it was with minimal investment into gear. It's capable of running all map mods and is immune to both physical and elemental reflect. I recommend you try this build if you want something that has very high clear speed and damage while still boasting some formidable defenses. For our links, we are running a 5-link Blade Vortex linked with Spell Echo, added fire damage, life leech, and controlled destruction. This setup is very flexible, and the only required links, in my opinion, are life leech and Spell Echo. Some alternative options would be increased critical strikes gem, poison, increased duration, or increased area of effect. For our buffs, we have Vol Haste, Vol Grace, and Rallying Cry, all linked with increased duration. In my gloves, I have a cast when damage taken setup consisting of cast when damage taken level 7, Immortal Call, Chaos Golem, and increased duration. The golem in that slot is flexible, just run whichever one you see fit. For mobility, we run Leap Slam linked with Fortify and faster attacks. And in my extra slot, I run a Vol Clarity to combo with Vol Haste, but you don't really have to do that if you don't want to. Finally, in our chest, we run a utility setup. I have a cast when damage taken level 1, linked with Blade Vortex, Curse on hit, Warlord's Mark, and Power Charge on crit. This allows us to curse all our enemies with Warlord's Mark, giving us more life and mana leech, as well as generating endurance and power charges for us. You can easily run this on a 4-link if you want, just take off the cast when damage taken and self-cast the Blade Vortex. Quickly going over our skill tree and Ascendancy choices, I went with the Slayer Ascendancy class, getting Bane of Legends after the normal Labyrinth, Headsman after the Cruel Labyrinth, and Impact after the Merciless Labyrinth. I didn't find the last two trials to do Uber Labyrinth with, but if I did, I would just grab the Endless Hunger node for extra leech and survivability. I don't think Overwhelm does a lot for this build, but if someone wants to try that out and get back to me, that'd be pretty awesome. Going down into the skill tree, I'll just briefly go over it with you guys. We come out of Duelist, going here, getting the life and strength. Fill this out right here. You could also come out through attack speed and life. This might be a little more efficient actually. I just didn't really want to respec. After that, we're done with our Duelist tree. We go up into here, grabbing the skill duration over here, all the life, getting more skill duration over here, a jewel socket, getting all the AoE from Templar and a little bit of life over there. Going up into Witch, getting some crit, another jewel socket, life and mana, increased area of effect, and some more life. After all that, we come back down here, building off this node where we grabbed earlier, getting life, more life, crit, cast speed, going all the way into Shadow, getting Vol Pact, all the way up here, getting more crit, and finally getting some physical damage nodes. I grabbed these last, although they are very good. You could probably drop the crit at first and get these if you want to be a more consistent damage dealer. The build can be very cheap to gear as it runs very well off self-found gear. However, there's a couple uniques I think really improve the build, especially for the Mind Over Matter playstyle. If going Mind Over Matter, I recommend using a Pledge of Hands and an Essence Worm. The Pledge of Hands will give us a lot of spell damage as well as doubling our mana pool for Mind Over Matter. Essence Worm will let us run Hatred without reserving any of our mana. Again, a very good combination with Mind Over Matter. You can also run this build as Dagger and Shield. If you decide to do this, I highly recommend a Divinarius and a Wrathpith Globe. However, you could just use any rare dagger with some crit and spell damage on it, as well as a shield with life, spell damage, and crit. Going dagger and shield would let you use whirling blades, but makes us kind of drop Mind Over Matter since we don't get the big mana pool from Pledge of Hands. Some additional uniques you might find helpful are Belly of the Beast, Lightning Coil, Kintsugi, and Kaom's Heart. These would all boost your survivability a lot by giving you either a bigger life pool or mitigating some physical damage, which is kind of a weak point for the build. Additionally, for gloves, boots, and helm, just try to get some life and resistances on them, as well as getting as much move speed on your boots as possible. For jewelry, you want to get life and finish capping your resistances. Once capped, you can look for stats like crit, crit multi, cast speed, spell damage, and mana regeneration. Your belt ideally should be a rustic sash with a high life roll and some flask stats if you can. As far as flasks go, you can kind of just run whatever setup you're comfortable with. I personally run a Seething Divine Flask of Staunching, a Granite Flask, a Basalt Flask, a Quicksilver of Adrenaline, and an Series Promise Flask. There are a couple upgrades I could make in my flasks. I think a Rumi's Concoction would be a better replacement for the Granite, and I think a Taste of Hate would also be much better than a Basalt, but I can't really afford it. As far as jewels, I would say your first priority on jewels is life, followed by things like physical damage, area damage, spell damage, etc. If you want more detailed information on jewels, check out the written guide. That pretty much wraps it up for today, guys. If you want to stick around and watch the last few minutes of the video, I'll be showcasing the build by clearing out a physical reflect necropolis map. Should be a lot of fun. And if you guys want to ask any questions or have any suggestions on how I can improve my content, feel free to tell me in the comments below or to ask me in the forum thread, which I'll link in the description below. I'll update my forum guide soon and post some videos of me clearing at Ziri and Uber Labyrinth with this build, assuming I can do it and survive, but I'm pretty confident we'll be fine. If you liked the video and want to see more, feel free to subscribe to my channel or follow me on Twitter for updates on when new videos go up. I plan to release some more build guides in the near future, so stay tuned for that. Finally, if you do me the favor of sharing this video, I'd greatly appreciate it. This is HecticHippo, and I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys have a ton of fun with the build. Stay safe out there, exiles. Hey guys, we're going to be clearing a Physical Reflect Necropolis map. Should be a lot of fun. Just want to kind of showcase some of the build and show you guys how Reflect does not matter at all. So to start up, I usually will just, there's a Trial of the Ascendancy. I'll usually build up some blade stacks, and then I'll run in with my Quicksilver, pop my Rallying Cry, pop my flasks, and just run through everything. Try to always keep your granite up since we don't have a lot of armor and we might get a big chunk of damage otherwise. I'm being really lazy. I should be leap slamming into the packs to get fortify, but it doesn't particularly matter. As you can see, we are taking no damage. Our health is not moving. Our mana is dipping a little bit, but it's easily sustainable through the mana leech from Warlord's Mark. Sorry, I've only done tier 10s a couple times. I'm kind of lost. Let's see, some spiders. So yeah, I mean, the build's super fun if you like the fast-paced playstyle. It's not gonna be as fast as like a Vol Molten Shell build from last league or something using Whirling Blades, but it's pretty fast for the average player, I think, and super tanky. I'll show you guys when we get to Merveil that it's pretty ridiculous how much damage we don't take. So we'll just keep clearing all the way through. Get this, get that. I won't bother going to full clear for you guys right now. I'll just go run to the boss room if I can find it. If you notice, we killed that rare and we got some onslaught, which will make us be a lot faster. Oh, also keep in mind that this is all on a 4-link. I'll probably mess around with the volume. It's kind of loud, isn't it? Here, let's turn that down. Let's turn down the sound effects. All right, let's keep going. That right there was our lab enchant on our gloves. It's like Word of Decree of Winter on hit. I don't know exactly what the mechanics of it are, but it seems like it shoots out a little frost bolt that moves really slowly, and it must be scaling off our spell damage because it just kills entire packs by itself. So that's nice, but definitely not required for the build by any means. Just keep running through, blah blah blah. Where are you, Merveil? There she is. All right, so we'll pre-pop our Vol Haste and our Vol Clarity, and we'll build up some stacks. I'll usually run in around 30 or 40 stacks, pop my Vol Grace, run in and just stand next to her, kiting around. You'll see she dies from the culling right there. Right there. And we'll just keep building up while she transforms. And we'll pop our flasks again. We'll freeze up for a second. She's really just doing no damage to us. Oh, there's our mana going down quite a bit, but again, sustainable, and she dies. Oh, guess we had a prophecy. Cool. Well, anyway, that's the build. Thanks for watching, guys.